All right. Let's see. This thing's loose. I'll try to. All right. Alrighty. If you are watching this on the replay, I am planning on kind of sharing the story situation that happened this week with my dog Ryder. What actually happened with him getting hit by a car this week. Oh, wow. Okay, here we go. People are here. So probably I'll chat with you for a few minutes here, and then I'm going to kind of give an update. I know I've shared a few things on the community tab. If you haven't already seen what's gone on, my dog got hit by a car at the dealership that I was delivering to. So it was, as you can imagine, pretty scary, pretty nerve wracking. A lot of emotions, a lot of everything going on, and just pretty intense. So probably at 5 minutes, I've been on here for almost 2 minutes. So in about 3 minutes, I'll probably kind of just go. I'll stop reading comments and I'll kind of go into the full story to be able to share with people what's going on and what's kind of going on now. Then I have a little video to share with you, not of the actual accident, of course, but of just a video I took today of how Ryder's doing, his condition, and everything. So just wanted to share that story with you. I've shared it quite a bit already with people, and it's just a lot to type and it's a lot to say. And in case anybody's interested, I'll have this video to be able to, if they ask what happened, what's going on, I'll be able to give kind of a pretty good update and just tell people, hey, go back to this live video on YouTube and start at the 5 minute mark. So that's kind of my plan to get it going. But yeah, let's see here. Rick, what's going on? Randy, what's going on, sir? Glad to have you here. Robert, sound works. Okay, good deal. It's not always guaranteed there. Chris James, what up? How is Ryder? We will get into that in just a little bit here. Brian, what's going on, sir? Steve, howdy. The Cookie, what's going on, man? Glad to have you here. Mr. Tennessee, you feeling better? Yeah, so not this week, but last week, I was down. I was sick. I made a video talking about that, and hopefully the idea to spur the conversation of people, if you've never been sick out on the road, what would it look like if you're sick out on the road? What would you do? How would you respond? Is there any way to kind of plan for, how you would respond? Because in the middle of it, when you're sick and you're down, I got to tell you, you're probably not thinking too clearly. Things are probably a little distorted. Oh, I can push forward. Oh, I can do that, man. Yeah. So I made a video about that. Check that video out if you'd like. But I am definitely feeling better, to answer your question. Much better. Got a lot of rest this weekend. I rested a lot. It was much needed. I've got a smile on my face because I feel just so much better. I got a big week ahead of me, but just very grateful for the rest. We've got to have it. You got to have it. Your body will tell you you're going to rest if you don't do it enough. So, Brett, what's going on? Len, how's it going? Randy says, I hope he's doing so much better. Appreciate it, Randy. Yeah, he is. It's just it's a long, slow process, I guess. Chris James, the Transport Bandits. should be joining in tonight. Awesome. Very good. Very good. Mr. Tennessee, hope he makes a speedy recovery. RV Outlaws, I do know Glad Rider is doing better. Godspeed, brother. Hey, appreciate that. Really do. Thank you so much. Chris James managed to win Whack-A-Deer on Tuesday morning. Oh, my word. Okay, we are at the 5-minute mark here. 5 minutes and 20 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the story, what happened, and then, we can chat about it a little bit later. But basically, I was in Arkansas. I was delivering before the end of the day in Paragould, whatever you want to say, however you say it. I don't know or really care at this point. Paragould, Arkansas, and the dealership was closing within that hour. And so I arrived. It was a fifth wheel that I was dropping off. I'm not going to say the name of the dealership, but the dealership kind of has it's a long rectangle, elongated, area, parking area, I guess. There's really only one row of parking slots up to the front of the building. The building is really long, rectangle-ish design. The parking lot is kind of like a rectangle too, but it's sort of an oval, kind of a weird thing. But it's very long, longer than it is wider. We'll say that, and kind of a weird entrance as well. But essentially, what happened was I pulled in there. I parked about in the middle of the whole place. As soon as I stopped, two people who were employees there, the two people who checked me in, they were coming from the row of campers on the outside perimeter of their lot. And so they came over and approached me. I got out of the truck and they were there. They're like, all right, let's get this checked in. Boom, let's get this going. And so I'm thinking, wow, this is great. This is fantastic. We're going to get in and out, baby. Let's go. 15, 20 minutes. This will be fantastic. So I get my stuff out. I let Ryder out. The lady of the two people there, she had said, she saw Ryder and she was like, oh, can I pet him or something to that effect? Could I see him? And he was still in the truck. And I was like, well, that's fine. There are no customers there. There's nobody driving around. Nothing is happening. Like there's only employees still there, pretty much, that I could see. And so I let him out. He says hi to her. He's licking her. He's jumping up and down. He's hopping around, whatever. And he goes, of course, over to the grass. He knows, take care of business over in the grass. There's a lot of grass between the edge of the parking lots and the actual road. And so he is right on the edge of the grass, staring back at me. I don't know if you've ever seen, dogs just like to have eye contact when they're doing number two. So I was, watching his six, to make sure that, he was safe. I think they have like a pack mentality. So they were, while he was vulnerable, I was, making sure he was good. So, he took care of all of his business and came over happier, as can be, hopping around, as he usually does, all 70 or 80 pounds of him. And so he came over, he walked around the trailer. Nothing's really going on. They're checking in the trailer. I'm getting the landing gear, the legs down, getting the landing gear going. I got my little 2-step ladder to be able to go into the bed of the truck to unhook the fifth wheel, the battery, and then I finished up with going to get my license plate because I had already thought, I need to get my license plate. Don't forget, Daniel. And I'd already forgotten within those couple minutes. So I'm like, Daniel, go get the license plate now, you fool. So I went over and went to the back of the fifth wheel and I got the license plate. At that point, there was not just two people out there from the dealership. There were 5, 6 maybe. And so I believe a few of them had come outside and seen the camper and had an excuse to be able to go pet a dog. And then they walked back inside. There was multiple doors along the building facing the one row of parking spots. Now there was one truck parked in a parking spot facing the building, and so to the left and to the right, there's nothing else, and it was basically in the middle. So the people who had come out and then walked back in, evidently, they were walking back inside, facing the dealership, walked into the doors to the right of the truck. So Ryder, who had said hi to everybody, made himself known. He had said hi to them. They went inside. He was returning back. He saw me. I saw him. I had just taken off the license plate of the camper, at the back of the camper, of course, and I was kind of circling around facing the dealership and him. And so I saw him, and he was in the middle of the parking spot, probably a couple of parking spots away from the truck that was parked there, but he was still within the parking spot. Well, he kept taking a couple steps towards me. And so I'm seeing him, and normally he's just hopping around saying hi to everybody, whatever. He is honestly, regardless, he is very, very, well, he's smart, but he watches everything around him. He's very vigilant. So even a car coming by wouldn't be that big of a deal. Obviously, he's a dog. They have reactions. They have, all those things to it. But I saw a car coming out of the corner of my eye. I saw a car coming from my left side. So the far end of the dealership, towards the back of the dealership, I guess. And it was starting to come. And I saw him, and I was like, well, he's not the dog to run out in front of, he really does. I'm not saying that I trust him with, doing anything and everything, but he's pretty sharp about that stuff. So I saw the car, and I'm like, yeah, that car's going too fast. Whether he continued walking towards me or not, that car is going too fast. So I wanted to, get as close to him as I could to be able to stop the whole thing from getting any uglier. I can't even say it. Then I thought it might be able to. So I started approaching him, in which case he saw me. And at this point, he is over at the end of the parking spot, kind of close to the tailgate of the truck, at least in line with that. And so with the car coming there, I yelled Ryder. And the way I yell Ryder, I have different tones of voice that I yell for him. They mean different things, and he knows that. I have one where it's you stop what you're doing and freeze, and that's the one I yelled. I have another one where it's come here right now, stop what you're doing right now, and we're done, with everything. So I yelled the way I yell Ryder for him to freeze. Stop what you're doing. Don't go anywhere. It's worked a number of different times at other situations, and I wanted him to just stop everything and just freeze. So he did. He obeyed. As soon as I yelled that, he absolutely obeyed and froze. Literally, when he freezes, his head goes down, and it looks like he thinks he's in trouble, but his head freezes and he looks down and he's like, okay, now what? It's like he's waiting for instructions. And so I yelled Ryder that way. He froze, stopped on a dime because he was walking slowly, very slowly towards me. And so I saw the car coming, and it was so fast, of course, when these things happen. But the car was going 20, 25 miles an hour, approaching from my left, from his right. And so as the car was getting closer, I had yelled Ryder in the way I would do that to get him to stop. and he froze. And then he was like, well, now what? Like, what's the next thing I'm supposed to be doing? And so he took 3 steps forward, literally no more than that. Now maybe a dog step is longer than ours or whatever, but really not much further at all. So he froze. He took 3 steps forward, and that's all it took for this car that probably the person driving could have put their hand out and touched the back of the truck. We're talking a massive parking lot in a oval rectangular sort of shape, and the person was driving so close to the truck they probably could have touched it. That's my opinion from my vantage point. And so they were very close to the truck. He took 3 steps forward, and I believe it was a Kia Soul, something very low to the ground, hit him roughly a parking spot away from the truck, to the right of the truck, facing the dealership, if that makes sense. Hit Ryder on his right side. The car immediately came to a stop. Immediately, it was a hit, and then tires squealing immediately. I'm in shock. I'm like, I can no longer, because the car was now further past my direct line of vision of him. He is somewhat to the right, and the car is somewhat to the right now, so I can't see his body at all. So I immediately ran over there, and as I'm running over there, maybe less than 50 feet away, probably 20, 25 feet away, I see him running towards the truck. So I'm facing the dealership. Truck is somewhat in front of me. The car is to the right of the truck, in front of all the parking spots, the single row of parking spots. And I see him running basically from my vantage point, basically southwest of me, back towards the truck and the fifth wheel. He is peeing all the way as he's running. Don't blame him, scared to death, running away from the car. He runs all the way to my truck. I immediately stop and turn the other way and try to follow him. He is going around the side of the truck. I finally see him, and he jumps into the truck and then goes to the back seat. Now, at this point, I'm like, okay, he just got hit by a car. He's running away. How are you running away? He's peeing, and now I can see there's blood dripping. And he's in the back seat, absolutely terrified. He's shaking. He's all of it. I think he's still urinating and bleeding and trying to get into a ball and just, settle down. I immediately open up the back door. He's already in the back seat. He is absolutely petrified. I try to look and see what's going on. Where is he bleeding? Does he have a rib sticking out? Is his leg? How did he jump up into my truck? Like, how? Obviously it's going to be adrenaline, but how is this even happening? What's going on here? Did he actually get run over? Did he just get hit and pushed forward? What happened? What's going on? So I try to look and see, where is he bleeding from? Is there anything that I shouldn't be seeing right now? And he really wouldn't let me see much of anything. All I could see was there's blood, and blood is everywhere on the bottom half of him, particularly closer to the back of his back half. So pretty much everybody in the whole dealership came out. The driver, it was an older woman. I barely remember her face because nobody else existed in that moment, that whole situation. They were all just not even here. So I I'm trying to lift up his leg. I'm trying to see just what's going on. Can I stop the bleeding? Can I do anything? I have a first aid kit in my truck. Can I put some pressure on it? Can I do anything at all to help him? And my next thought is, okay, I need to get out of here. I need to go to a vet. I need to go to a hospital, any type of place where I can get, a vet hospital, whatever, an emergency, animal care place or something. I've got to get out of here. I'm still hooked up to the fifth wheel. They were almost done checking it in. I was almost completely detached from it. And I'm just like, wow, this is not good. So I eventually can see that, okay, yes, there is blood, but it's largely, from what I can tell, again, I'm guessing, because I'm not trying to force myself on him, and I'm just trying to let him just de-escalate, just calm down. And I can see that most of the blood is on the rear legs, and nothing appears, again, what I could see at the time, I didn't know if, I just didn't know. What I could see was his rear right leg was the worst. Again, at the time I could see. But yet blood was everywhere and it was still coming out. And so I tried to pat him down a little bit, tried to calm him down, talk to him, anything I could do. And at this point, I turned, and the lady, the girl who was checking in the trailer, she was like, "You got to get out of here. You got to go. You got to get your dog to safety. Like you need to get him taken care of. Let's get this. We're basically done. Drop this trailer. I'll get the paperwork. I'll go run inside. I'll get you the name of the two closest places, vets that are nearby here, and we will get him taken care of. We want to get you out as soon as possible." So extremely grateful for her. She was such a blessing, such a help, just very, very thoughtful. And so I'm like, wow, okay, so I need to get this fifth wheel dropped. And so as I'm starting to get rid of that, I'm like, well, I either leave and wait to actually drop off tomorrow, or try to get this quickly dropped off, which is seemingly what it was going to be, and skedaddle out of there. The place that I was first directed to go to was like 3 miles away. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to get rid of this fifth wheel. I'm basically already done. It's going to take 2 minutes tops. I'm out of here. So as I'm finishing it up, getting the legs to drop down, pressing the button, getting everything taken care of, I get approached by an older gentleman. I don't remember seeing him before. I don't think he was doing any of it. I literally, I think it was the very first time I saw him. So he comes over, and mostly everybody had already gone away. The person who actually did hit Ryder, an older woman, she came over. She said, "Oh my word, can I do anything? Is he okay?" Any of that. And I'm just like, I've got so many emotions. I'm just like, I can't really say anything right now. I think he's going to be okay. I don't know. There's a lot of blood. I don't have answers for you. Kind of get out of my face, was my thinking. But I simply just said, I don't know. And that's when she said, "I just lost my dog 3 weeks ago." As she's standing there at the back of my truck and I'm holding my dog bleeding, she tells me she just lost her dog 3 weeks ago to somebody else hitting her dog. And so, first of all, I can't even imagine what she's going through, and the guilt and the everything, and just I don't want to know. That's got to be really, really tough. But she was seemingly kind of having a breakdown right there, and I'm just like, I can't deal with you and your breakdown. I feel bad for you, and that's got to be traumatic for you to, after losing your own dog, try to almost take somebody else's dog out. We still didn't know at the time what was going on, but I can't deal with you right now. I got to take care of my dog. I got to get out of here. I got to drop this stupid trailer. At that point, I was like, dude, you could set a match on this fifth wheel. I wouldn't care. I'm out of here. I'm gone. RV transport, what? Like, I don't care. I am leaving right now. So I'm unhooking the fifth wheel. It's like the last few steps, and I'm out of here. The guy comes over and he says, didn't she tell you? And the lady who I talked to before, who's inside getting my paperwork done for me to get out of here as quickly as possible. Didn't she tell you? Yeah, we got to get this fifth wheel dropped in the back lot. And he is super duper serious, kind of frustrated look on his face. And, you know, if you've been following me for a long time, if you've seen my videos, if you kind of know my personality, I'm pretty just transparent with you. I'm not trying to put on anything that I'm not. It is what it is. And I can tell you in that moment, I've probably never had some of the anger, rage, whatever you want to put in there. I was absolutely furious. I didn't know if he had seen what had happened to my dog and his now telling me, I've got to drop this in the back without, with my dog in my back seat still bleeding, not knowing what's going on. I didn't know if he had seen that or heard it or anything at all. And yet he's out here telling me, oh, it's got to be, moved to the back. And I was so upset and so angry. I stood there and we're kind of seeing each other in between the fifth wheel, looking, sort of underneath the actual tongue of the fifth wheel. When he said that, we're kind of leaning down and seeing each other. And because my tailgate's down now, and I'm literally about to pull forward. And he says that to me, and I don't even want to go there again, but I was so filled with absolute rage. If he had said anything negative of me not following instructions, or because I was only told I can park it right there and then get out of here with my dog. The idea of it being parked in the back was never a thing until he just said that. And so, maybe it might have, but it wasn't by him. But the final, I'm just trying to be as completely as honest as possible. The verdict before I found out Ryder got hit by a car and the whole thing, it was still going to be dropped in front. No problem, right here. It's good. Okay, cool. But he said that to me, and I can't tell you. I was ready to absolutely put my fist into his soul and absolutely destroy him. It just, I'm just being real with you. I'm not a fighter. I'm not a real angry guy. Of course I get angry. Of course I have bad days. I seemingly have a lot more of them, more recently. But it takes quite a bit for me to get angry and for me to even show it, and give a really nasty response. I've seen a lot of people, how they respond in my life, be really negative and toxic and hurt people. That's the last thing I want to do. I try to be as gracious and understanding and give them the benefit of the doubt. And at that moment, I was like, maybe he didn't know that my dog just got hit by a car. To simply ask me, it was just a miscommunication at the least, maybe he didn't know any of that stuff at all before, and he was just simply asking me. They want it parked in the back. There was a miscommunication between him and the woman who were doing the check-in and all that, and he's not asking me something to be unreasonable. I've parked trailers all sorts of places at dealerships. So within a vacuum, within itself, it's not an unreasonable thing to do. So I literally, in that moment, I just made a decision. I don't know what he knows, but I know I don't have the time or energy or anything to explain and give an answer to this guy. And what he said wasn't enough to warrant me absolutely fist bombing him into next week. So I really don't have any options to do anything. I'm not going to start a fist fight, even though I'm pretty close to it. The rage was real. And I'm going to waste time. I'm going to waste energy pushing up against this in any way. And so the best thing for Ryder to do in this moment is to follow instructions so I can get out of here as quickly as possible without the police being called because I absolutely killed an old man. We'll just leave that right there. That's kind of where I was at. So without saying anything in response to him verbally, I slammed my tailgate up. I put my 2-step ladder inside the bed, and it, slammed down. Thankfully, I didn't actually hurt the fifth wheel, throwing it into the bed, bouncing up and hitting the front of the fifth wheel. And I got in the truck. I had the landing gear. I got the landing legs up. And at that time, just a second later, the lady came out, kind of rushing with the paperwork. And she was kind of upset and furious about, she had just been notified apparently by the guy. It's got to go to the back. It's got to go to the back. It's at the end of the day, it's not even a locked parking lot of any kind. Like, things are open. There's plenty of space. Like, it made no sense to me, but whatever. She's pretty upset about it. She's upset about the coworker who hit my dog, and now her boss, which she can't get out, from underneath, saying it's got to be moved to the back. So she comes over and gives me my paperwork, apologizes for both of them, gets on the golf cart. We fly back to the back gate, their deeper storage area or whatever. And I park it, back it in. She's, kind of consoling Ryder. At this point, he's calmed down just a little bit. He's not, just absolutely tormented. He is absolutely licking his legs, and he can't really move at that point. He's kind of in a ball. And so she's at the back door, calming him down. I'm getting the fifth wheel off. She gave me her number to be able to, she wanted to know, please let me know what goes on with Ryder. I'm invested. I care. Please let me know how this stuff turns out. And so I dropped the fifth wheel. I already had the paperwork. I'm out. So I go to the closest vet down the road. At this point, it's almost 6 p.m. I go to the closest vet possible, 3 miles away. On the way there, I call Kara, call my wife, and we just kind of had a moment together, talking about Ryder, because at that point I still didn't know what was going on, and I was just scared. What's going to be the verdict. I still didn't know. And so as soon as I got to the vet, I jumped out. I picked him up. I realized, wow, he really has gained even more weight. I pick him up and I take him inside, and I get in there and I was like, hey, my dog just got hit by a car. Can you guys help? And the lady at the desk is looking at me, deer in headlights. Our vet just left. Okay, bye. Immediately turn around. There's blood on the floor. We're walking out of there. He's limping at this point. He is able to walk on the other three. His nerves are calmed down enough to like be a little bit more chill. I open up the door. He tries to jump up. He can't. I shouldn't have even let him get close to the door. I should have just picked him up and then brought him in. But I picked him up the rest of the way, got him to the back seat, got him down to where he wasn't resting on his right side, and then went to the next place. Well, I come to find out every single place in Arkansas closes at 6 p.m. Every vet. There is no 24/7 emergency animal anything. There's nothing on the north end of Arkansas. If your dog gets hit by a car, if anything happens at all, anything, your animal's just screwed. You're in trouble. I don't know. I've never seen anything like that. That's pretty wild to me. I figured there'd at least be something nearby. I did a Google search, vet near me, vet hours, emergency animal hospital. I did every type of keyword search you could do in Google. There was nothing. I looked at like 25 places between Paragould, Arkansas, all the way up or all the way across and then up 57 or whatever, 55, up to Effingham, Illinois. There was nothing open. Everybody either closed at 5 or at 6. There is no 24/7 hour place. So the poor anybody who lives near there, unless I'm just oblivious or blind to it, I could not find anybody to be able to help me. I called a dozen places to see if they have an emergency after hours line or something to where you can meet the vet there after hours or do something like that. Nobody picked up the phone. Nobody had an answer. It was just nothing. And so at this point, I just had to make a decision. Okay, well, what's going on here? Like, am I about to drive all the way back to Lafayette where I live, empty, which it would not have been cool with the logbook as far as all that goes. But I'm going to make sure my dog gets taken care of. Lafayette has Purdue in West Lafayette. Purdue has a 24/7 animal hospital. They can do anything. They can do everything for any type of animal, period. I mean, that's Purdue. And so I'm seriously thinking I'm going to have to go all the way home tonight, through the night, and get all the way there, as I'm hoping my dog, makes it. It was probably an hour after the whole thing happened, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, when he finally stopped bleeding. I was able to somewhat see, okay, it's his back right leg that's the worst. His other legs, even the left rear, is bruised a bit, and got some other things going on with that. I'm trying not to be as graphic. I'm probably being somewhat graphic about it, but this is pretty tame. It was just really bad. But he was a trooper. He never screamed. He never cried. He never barked. He never did anything at all. He just simply peed his way back to the truck, got in there, got in a ball, and just tried to survive. So I have no option. I have no way out. I at least got the fifth wheel off my truck, so I could maybe go seek help, but there's no help to get. And so he stopped bleeding at roughly 2 hours. And after that whole experience, I'm emotionally just absolutely toast. It's hitting me in my head. I'm done. So I realized I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it home tonight. That's wishful thinking. That'd be great. But his situation is he stopped bleeding. He's calmed down enough. I have no idea if there's internal issues, internal injuries. There's no bones sticking out at this point, which is got to be a good sign. There's a car going off here. That's great. But I guess we're going to go as far as we can and then shut her down. So that's what we did. We got somewhere up into Illinois. I shut it down for the night. At some point, I had put out the YouTube community post that I did, asking for prayer. Getting blown up here. So we got as far as we could. Woke up. He didn't lose any more blood than he already had. As far as I know, I think he was licking his wounds probably the entire time. I tried to get him to not do that, but that was pretty much a lost cause. We slept in the back seat together. Nothing crazy through the night. I got up as soon as I could. We got straight to the vet as soon as we could, back home in Lafayette, and they did x-rays. They obviously all the wound care. They shaved him on all the parts of his legs. They checked his heart, his lungs. All of that was seemingly as good as it could be. We found out that he weighs almost 90 pounds, which is, last time we got him weighed, he was just over 70. So he was like 80, almost 88 pounds. So I'm just like, wow, dude, you're a tank. So he ended up getting shaved after x-rays. Of course, the pain pills. His rear right paw was the worst. It was inflamed by craziness. It was double or triple the size of his other paws. Still couldn't put any weight on it. The vet said usually golden retrievers are known for being kind of wild enough to where even when they're hurt, they'll still put weight on their paws if they're hurting their leg. He was putting zero weight on his leg, on his paw. So she said that's pretty telling that he was absolutely, not doing anything with that. He had to be in real pain for that to not be the case. So wound care, cleaned it all out. They put on these special type of bandages that draw the infection out because it had been over 12 hours, and the vet said he certainly already is infected with whatever type of bacteria or whatever. So got the bandages, pain meds, inflammation meds. They sedated him to do all the x-rays and all that stuff. So he came out of there pretty loopy. He did have the cone of shame on his head when he got out of there, but still no weight on his paw after all of that. He did have a pretty heavy duty boot that they put on his rear right leg, the one that was the worst. He had other flesh wounds on his other legs. You could see they're pretty big. The smallest one is probably the size of a quarter. Several other bigger ones. But that was that first day back home. We got all the meds. I got him at home that evening. And because I had other obligations, everything else I had to do, I wanted him to be watched. So my mom and my stepdad were able to watch him and keep giving him his meds. And also the other bigger factor is him not being with Bella, our other dog, him not being with her because he absolutely would try to probably play and roughhouse and all that stuff like they always do. And we just can't have that for his leg. Even if he wanted to, we got to make sure and, protect him there. So Doc did say he will make a full recovery. A lot of flesh wounds. It's going to take some time to heal, take a little time to be able to put weight on it and get that all taken care of. No broken bones, no fractures. I was really concerned about his hip because golden retrievers are known for having major hip issues. That's a breed major thing. So I was really concerned long term. Is this going to be the beginning of the end as far as his hips and him being in constant pain? That's just, that would be horrible. So he evidently, it's going to take probably several weeks for him to heal up all the wounds and all that on his legs. So tomorrow we go for another bandage swap out of the old ones, put the new ones in. He is, as of today, and I'm going to share a little video with you, just something I took right after church. We went over to my mom's house, and I took a little video of him on the ground in the living room, and wanted to capture that and share that with the update here of Ryder. So I'll share this and then kind of give my last couple thoughts on the whole situation. And I know this is not RV transport stuff, but it's my story. It's my dog's story. And just wanted to share this with you. Yeah, people were praying for him, for us. And I just want to give you as much up-to-date information as possible. I really do appreciate everybody praying. At the end of the day, after saying all of that and my love for my dog, I don't think animals are humans. I think human life is far more important than any animal out there, even my absolute best friend, Ryder, and Bella. But I'm so grateful for having those two dogs in my life. My other two previous dogs, Big Al and Lucy, that I had, that I've talked about quite a while ago on this channel. We love our animals. You can't get around that. We love our animals. They're special to us. We have a special bond, a relationship with them. And it really meant a lot to me to know so many people were praying and they cared. And we have this type of a community that will stop what they're doing and sit down and pray and just ask for God's mercy, even for an animal, not a human life, but an animal we deeply care about. And it means a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and share this video. I've never done this before, so this could be exciting. I'm going to screen share somehow. I'm using StreamYard, as you can see in the top right corner here. I'm going to be screen sharing the video I took from my phone of him earlier today, just a couple hours ago, at my mom's house. And we were just sitting there chit-chatting, and I took this little video. So wanted to share this with you guys here, if I can pull it off. Okay, here we go. So this is at my mom's house. I'll go ahead and possibly play this and get this going here.
Was he fine with everybody?
There was 4 kids here. There was 4 kids here. He just loved on him. Yeah, he's good with them. He's good with people.
Ryder. You can kind of see his rear right leg there.
Righty. Mr. Ryder. Roo. Your sissy misses you. I think he's doing pretty good, huh?
Okay, that's all it was right there. If I can pull this off here. That's all the video was. I could probably show you some better angles or whatever, but that's his right rear leg bandaged up all the way around. And then he's got this big boot with like crazy tread, which is pretty sweet. Like he could go 4-wheel mudding with those with those boots that he's got, but it's to keep the moisture out of his leg. You can see there he's actually putting on weight on his leg now. With that, that's just huge. For where he was literally less than a week ago, that is major. He literally his right rear leg was just hanging. He could not put any weight on it at all. And his front right one is also pretty banged up, pretty bruised up, like huge bruise that was there. And I can't imagine getting hit by a car. And then, I also to kind of give the final thoughts here, I did talk with the lady who checked in the unit, texted back and forth with her. She asked the lady who hit my dog, who hit our dog. She works there. There were no customers. That was an employee. The lady had been warned for driving too quickly in the parking lot, because what if it was a child and she hit a child? Well, she didn't hit a child. She hit a dog. It finally happened. Apparently she speeds in the driveway, in the parking lot so much. It finally happened. She actually, it actually happened. So, I asked her to ask the lady who hit my dog, did you run over him or did you just hit him and he kind of went forward? Did you feel a bump, or was it, because it was so low to the car? Like, I'm just trying to figure out all of his wounds on his legs. It's kind of weird. And I'm not going to be too graphic, but his rear right leg, I don't know if I can tell this without being graphic, but it was just really, really bad looking. That's why I'm so shocked of him being able to put weight on it from that video today. Really deep, we'll say, issues with his leg. So I'm like, how did this even happen? But what she could tell was she immediately hit and then immediately stopped. So she thinks if she hadn't have stopped, she would have gone over him. But because she stopped immediately, she just pushed him forward and he got scraped up pretty bad from that. It wasn't actually running over him. Another thought I have is him almost weighing like 90 pounds and us trying to get him on a diet, I think may have saved his life, because if he had weighed not much more and, his mass or whatever the technical term is, his total weight, I think it helped distribute the hit a little bit better than if he had weighed, something like Bella. If Bella had gotten hit like that, I don't think we'd be having the same conversation. My other dog, Bella, she's 45 pounds, maybe 50. She is skin and bones. Ryder's got the beef. He's got the fluff. He can he could probably go a couple weeks without eating. But so I'm in all this, I'm grateful his body was maybe a little bit have a better advantage to take a hit like that if he's going to. Another note to say is he wasn't running. He literally walked. If you have to slam on your brakes to avoid, you already hit the animal, hit the person, hit the whoever. If you have to slam on your brakes to stop, you're by definition going too fast for the road conditions. You're going too fast for the circumstances. I know that's exactly what my dad says for this is, driving in bad weather. If you have an accident due to bad weather, my dad being a claims adjuster for an insurance company for 500 years and done a million accidents, every single time the legal or whatever cause and all those things that I've heard from him a million times is, by definition, if you have an accident due to weather, you were by definition going too fast for road conditions. That is on you. You could have been going 1 mile an hour. And if you still had an accident at 1 mile an hour, guess what? You were going too fast for road conditions. If you're going fast enough to where you can't see, if you can't react, if you can't do this or that, that's on you. Now, the other side of this whole coin, my dog got hit by a car in a parking lot. He was not on the leash. He was not on my 25-foot long chain that I have, which I'm going to be sharing some stuff in a future video because of this situation. He was not on any type of leash because hundreds. Either of my dogs, Big Al, Bella, or Ryder, all three of them that I've had them in my truck for the last 6 years, I've never had one incident like this. I've never had one, the way I've trained them, the way I have maneuvered at every single dealership, how if this place is unsafe, he's not going to go. We're going to wait till the fuel stop down the road after I drop off this trailer. All this to say, at the end of the day, this would not have happened if I had kept him in the truck, if I had him on a leash with me, or had him on my 25-foot leash that I lock to the door jamb of my truck to where he couldn't have even been hit, or they wouldn't have even been close enough to hit him, and had him on the other side of the truck. I'm not trying to guilt trip myself and add it all on me. I'm telling you, it would not have happened if I would not have, if I had taken more precautions. So it's 100% my responsibility, for a dog, for a child, if that was a child or something. 100% my fault for, even though it's never happened ever before, I can't stop other people from doing stupid things. I can only prevent things and, me make better choices. It also, after that, wouldn't have happened if she had been driving a sane speed in a parking lot and not been driving so close to the actual row of parking. Ryder could not have done anything better. Everything he did was reasonable. Everything, he stopped, he obeyed me. He stopped and was like, uh-oh, what are we doing? And then to further investigate, he took 3 steps forward. 3 steps forward shouldn't be the difference between hitting a dog and not hitting a dog. He was not running. He was not jumping. He was not anything. The car was simply going too fast for that area, and it still happened. So she hit my dog. He wouldn't have been there if I had done better, done more to make sure he was in a safer position. And he did, the thing that's the worst about it is he did everything that I could have asked him to do. I mean, besides, telling him across the parking lot to go finish my taxes, there's nothing else he could have done better for me. Anyways, I'll be making some changes, even though this has never happened, even come close in 6 years with 3 different dogs, and never had a situation like this ever. I'm just going to choose to do better and to take other people's stupid actions or inattentiveness or whatever you want to say out of the equation completely. It's not going to even be possible again. So that's my thought on that. I'm responsible. I feel bad for her. She lost her dog 3 weeks ago, and now she hit a dog. How do you live with yourself? How do you, that's pretty traumatic. That's got to be very traumatic. That's why I mentioned that on the post recently, on the community tab. Again, the lady who checked in the trailer, a million thanks and hugs to her and everything. Very thoughtful, very kind, very helpful, even after the situation and just everything. Very thoughtful. She, without going into even too much greater detail, I did ask her to do 2 things for me. Please ask the lady, did you just to find out, and the vet wanted to know as well. Did you run over him or did you just hit him? I just want to know for just knowing exactly what did happen, because I couldn't see that side of the car. And then also, I asked her to tell the guy who I was about to absolutely do everything to, if she would tell him that I'm sorry and that I was responding to him instead of reacting by my emotions rather than going off of his simple request. In any other situation, I need to be able to give the benefit of the doubt. It was a tough situation, and I'm sure people have different ideas on this whole thing, but I was absolutely being led by my emotions, and maybe that's a good thing, and instinctual to protect and get my dog to safety as quickly as possible, and to act on those things. But he didn't need my nasty response, and it didn't help anything, and it didn't do anything besides make things worse. And so I asked her, "Would you please tell him I'm sorry? I apologize." He asked a simple request, or told me whatever, and what he asked was not unreasonable. And I responded with absolute rage, slamming my tailgate and everything. And if he truly didn't know about any of that stuff, and he just walked out, I was like, "Oh, hey, it's supposed to be in the back." That's not unreasonable. And he, can you hold on, honey?
Yeah, I just wanted to show you.
Okay.
You scratched my neck.
Bella was, oh my word, Bella got a ride in here. But I felt bad for how I responded to him. I really didn't say much to the person who hit my dog. I didn't say much to her at all. She left shortly thereafter. At one point, I did ask, "Is there damage to your car?" Because at this point, I'm like, well, he's still alive right now. And honey, what? Can you shut the door, please? Yes. It's a little loud out there. Sorry.
Sorry. Sorry.
It's okay. Love you. But I just, man, it was just the whole experience was very emotional. I just I want to, even in the face of bad situations and things happening, other people maybe failing to do what they should do, or the right thing, whatever that may be. I'm glad I didn't say anything. I'm glad I didn't hit the guy. I'm glad I didn't do any of those things that were running through my mind. And I was like really close. But I'm responsible for my actions and what I say and what I do. And that stuff matters. And so he responded through the lady and said, "I completely understand where you were at emotionally, and I get it. It's all good." So he forgave me for that. And I did ask the lady as well, "Hey, I've got $1,000 bill for this dog after you hit him. I could have called the police. I could have gone after the general liability of the of the actual dealership. Call the police. Calling the police was the last thing on my mind when I didn't know if my dog was going to make it. But calling the police would have solidified a case for the general liability of the dealership to be able to pay for the injury that was on their property, as well as, potentially her insurance paying for my medical bills for my dog. So I did ask, "Hey, is there any way you can pay and help out?" I think I said, "Is there any way you can contribute to his bills after, you hitting him?" And there was some sensitive information given, but basically, that was a no. And then I have not heard back, which I'm not holding my breath for, her helping out with going to her insurance, and if she even has insurance, and them processing that claim through her insurance to where she just pays her deductible and they pay the medical bill for my dog after she was driving in motion and hit the dog. So anyways, yeah, It's been a ride. It's been an emotional roller coaster. It's been exhausting. That's why when I started this whole thing, I was like, hey guys, this weekend was just a time of rest. I'm so grateful to be able to be resting. This weekend was great, to just get some good sleep, to relax, and to just kind of recover, because this week was pretty intense. Also, on top of that, we had a gas leak in our house. We've apparently had a gas leak for over 3 years, in which case I don't know the ramifications for that. I don't know if it was super duper small. It was barely there, but they changed out our gas meter outside and discovered, oh yeah, you have a gas leak in your basement. You knew that, right? And we're like, no. And they're like, oh yeah, you also, it was noted over 3 years ago, before you bought this house, there was a gas leak. When you bought this house and the inspection went through, they didn't notice there was a gas leak at the furnace? No. This is the first we're hearing of. Oh yeah, it's notated. It's been tagged. So we had our gas turned off. We got real warm and cozy in the whole house was like 50 degrees or something. We had some little space heaters in the bedroom overnight. The next morning, the gas heating and cooling company came out and fixed the leak and all that. So between the gas leak almost blowing up our house potentially, I don't know. I don't fully understand all that, but I know gas is not good. If any type of flame or anything had happened, I don't know. But that, and then Ryder, it's been a really long week. So anyways, that's been pretty intense. I'm sort of kind of jumping in around here. I do want to go back and just give a big thank you. You do not have to do this at all. This is not a guilt trip story. You don't owe me anything. But I do want to give a shout out. The Bandits. Bandits gave $10, and they said for Ryder's recovery. That will absolutely go straight to him. I really do appreciate that, Bandits. And then, here we go. And Mr. Tennessee gave $10 as well. I really do appreciate that. And he was saying some stuff after that. I don't know what I would do if that happened to Cornbread. I'm assuming that's your dog. Yeah. Huge thank you to both you guys, the Bandits and Mr. Tennessee. I really do appreciate that. Not expected. Always grateful for that. It's been a pretty intense week. So he's in recovery. He's at my mom's house with my stepdad. They're able to watch him 24/7, stay up with him all the while. He's in recovery. He's putting weight on his leg, for you kind of saw from the video. He's going to be good, but really just grateful. It could have been a lot worse. And initially I thought it was a lot worse. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what was going on. So pretty intense for me and our family. Bella is still at our house and with us, kind of being held away from Ryder, and she doesn't really know what's going on. She's like, where's my best friend? Why aren't we together? So she's looking pretty depressed for the most part when she's not playing with us. She's looking for him, but it's just been pretty intense. So, so I just talked about that for like an hour. So that was pretty intense. We're at an hour and 9 minutes. I'm definitely not going to be able to go through all of these comments. There's quite a bit. I'll start at the top of this first page here. So yeah. I just, all that to say, I am definitely going to be making a video talking about having a dog at the dealership check-ins, things that I'm going to change about how I handle things at the drop-off. and just kind of my game plan going forward. I'm not responsible for other people's, actions or inactions, but I can do quite a bit to prevent other issues. So things are going to change to a certain degree. I don't know what that's going to look like, but I'm not going to take a dog with me out on the road again until I have a full plan in place to where I feel like I'm doing as much as I possibly can. So that's the deal. Here we go. Our first load. Transport Bandits. Brett, our first load was a total disaster. Think of it as good luck, like rain on your wedding day kind of a thing. Dennis, Transport Bandits. Thanks, Cheryl. Emily is doing much better now. Thank you for asking. She says thanks too. Brett, thank you, Bandits. I never looked at it that way. Thank you. Absolutely. Here you go. Nature Nut Photos. Glad your boy is going to be okay. Todd has a bummed up right leg too. Send Ryder to me. Gotcha. Man. And you said, I think, Nature Nut Photos, you said he was going to be down for another 6 or 8 weeks or something like that. It was at least like 5 or 6. We will keep him in our prayers too. Holland Paws. I just want to pop in and say glad the pup is going to be good. Hey, thanks, Holland Paws. I do appreciate that. It's been an ordeal. I've learned a lot from it, but it's been pretty intense. Nature Nut Photos, send Ryder to me. I'll snuggle him too. He'll take it. He will take you up on it, and he will lick your face off. That is for sure. Pastor Anthony, Brett D, just remember, if you're not learning something new every day in RV transport, you aren't doing it right. I'm telling you, man, from my experience here with the dog, I'm still learning. Having a pet at check-ins, it's a different type of situation. Yeah. Transport Minutes Adventures with Alan. Yes, I did drive away. Did I skip somebody? No. I did drive away to Vancouver. Jeff, Vancouver Island, dropped down to Oregon. Took 2 back to same dealer who gave us 300 bonus each time. Let's go. Nice. Man, Brett, that is very true, Anthony. I've learned a lot. Yeah. With my other business for my dumpster rental business, I've got another YouTube channel talking about that and sharing my journey along with that. But it's interesting, like being in RV transport for 6 years and talking about different things that have come up over the years. And I'm talking about mostly stuff in the past that I'm still trying to put to words and make videos for. With my dumpster business on YouTube and stuff, it's like it's real time learning and running into these problems and headaches and business issues along the way. So it's just been an interesting kind of different scenario with that. So always learning and growing from these challenging situations, we'll call them, where you're always going to have them, but once you have enough of them, I feel like you get kind of a rhythm going forward. So definitely understand how that goes. Let's see here. Dennis, hey there, Tim. How's that new Chariot? Adventures with Alan. I just got a 47-cent raise. Too bad the fuel went up more than that, but I'm happy about being over $3 a mile now. Wow, gotcha. Transport Bandit, still learning. Look at our VIN number and don't pick a park model by mistake. Oh man, the old park model routine. Yeah, Bandits, I saw your Instagram picture of that, or your video of that, and I was like, bless them. Oh man. Internet photos. Dennis, glad Emily is better. Chris James, the Bandits came to my rescue last Sunday. Chris, was that after the deer or was that after something else? Anytime, Chris. Always, Jeff is your knight in shining armor. Adventures with Alan Bandits. I saw the video on your channel about doing that. I just didn't finish to see if you made it happen. Clark Kent, what's going on? Do you need a CDL to haul motorcycles in an enclosed trailer? Clark, so as far as RV transport goes, well, first of all, I think you would need, if you're doing anything for hire like that, you're probably going to need your own DOT authority with all the insurance that comes with that to be legal. And some people do that. Some people maybe might not. If you have a CDL and have all the legal stuff in place, then you'd be good to go. If you don't have a CDL and your GVWR is underneath 26,000, and I believe 10,000 pounds. If the trailer, what is that? I can't remember that. Yeah, if your truck and that enclosure, they're probably not going to be more than 26 combined with all that, but it would just matter on the GVWR to be able to haul all that. Transport Bandits, yep. I haven't had time to edit videos, running too hard. There you go, making that money. Let's go. Chris James, Bandits, just remember that I'll be Jeff's knight in shining armor with the headlights. It was before the deer. Gotcha. Pastor Anthony, Chris James, is that Ford falling apart? Dennis, Nature Nut, thanks. Nature Nut Photos. She's not done yet, but definitely. Transport Bandits, Chris, keep them under your shirt. Adventures with Alan. Daniel, this is Alan. Alan, what's going on? Gotcha. You changed your name on there. I finally posted a few videos on my channel. The new name is Adventures with Alan. Okay. Alan, do I have, and I'm assuming that's for RV transport. Let me make sure that I've got you, let's see if I can even talk here. Hold on. So, everybody, if you want to go to my High Mileage Helper homepage or whatever, and you go over to channels, the little subcategory for channels, you can see, to my knowledge, every single person who has a transport YouTube channel, I link to them. I'm trying to build the community and point everybody to everybody on here, so that if you don't know somebody, maybe you can start watching them and they can help you too. So let me try to get you added. Adventures with Alan. Let me make sure. Do I have that? I don't think so. Do I have that? I don't think I do. Yeah, definitely agree with Dennis right there as well. Simply because I don't think about this stuff that much. The ELD is definitely needed if you're not doing the campers as well. Alan, do I have you linked on here? I don't think so, but it won't let me. What am I doing? Adventure, Alan. I'm gonna have to. I don't see you on here. I will have to link to you after this live stream, but I will definitely try to get over, point people to you. Anybody who's got a YouTube channel talking about RV transport, I'm trying to help out. So let me know if you've got a channel and you're going to put out anything to do with transporting. And okay, I don't believe you have the link. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I should be able to just find you and then link right towards you. So it shouldn't be a big deal, but please let me know if anybody's starting their own channel, and I want to be a help. Not to be towed, apparently. I'm bleeding my truck, doing the catch can and deep transpan this weekend coming up. Whoa, Pastor Anthony. Not pulling the punches. I like it. Man, Dennis, I believe that that's what I already read. Trying to make it work out to help you. I don't believe you have the link. Yes, Chris, we need your help. Thanks, Chris. What's true profit per mile? Candy Apple Red 2012. Everybody's numbers is going to be absolutely different. If there was a universal number I could give you, I would have given it a long time ago. Everybody's insurance is different. There's the guy who buys a $100,000 truck. There's the guy who buys a $20,000 truck. There's the guy who already has a truck and is simply putting back money each month to prepare for the next truck, to be able to buy it ahead of schedule, to be able to buy that. That's all insurance, truck, you name it, all the accessories and stuff. There's a lot that goes into it. CDL versus non-CDL, how far away you're going to be traveling each week, your total profit. As far as a profit per mile, you would need to put all of your numbers or your potential future numbers in place, divide it by how many miles you think you're going to be driving in a month, and which right now would be even harder. Give a conservative number for your MPG for loaded and unloaded, which in total you're going to have to then calculate how much you're going to base your actual fuel cost on, which we apparently, depending on the week, it's going to be $1 more each week. We don't know. It's so much harder to be able to do that. I would just say this. What I've done and what I'm planning on sharing more and making a couple of videos on monthly now is talking about my monthly cost for fuel and what my percentage is for that. So I'm planning on making my February video where I'm going to say, hey, I had this much money in fuel and it was this percentage of fuel for that month. So normally in the past, when fuel prices have been more level, even if they were a little higher or lower or whatever, it's been between 27, 28% and maybe, hi, Bella. Honey. Hi, baby. Can you go back to mom? Can you go? Thank you. Let me close this thing without having to get up here. 27, 28%, all the way up to high 30%. Simply, that's gross income minus fuel cost. So 27, 28, all the way up to 35, 38, maybe somewhere in there. If I really do a poor job of not getting the fuel discounts that I really could be saving money on. So that's, as far as the number that goes, I would start there and then work your numbers back for total miles for the month. Placing your order. Hold on, pause. Kenny, that number is going to be different for everybody. Yep. Adventures with Alan. Dennis, the rate is $310 per mile for haul and tow, $321 for low boy. Nature Nut Photos, that's there's the guy that's living on a prayer. Adventures with Alan. Thanks, Bandits. Chris James, my game plan is to put anywhere from 500 to 1,000 a month into a safe for the next truck starting in April. The deer ruined that for me. Ouch. Ouch, ouch. The deer ruined that for me this month. Okay, gotcha. Candy Apple, where do we find fuel discounts? Candy Apple. So the way, I'll just kind of backtrack a little bit in case you're not fully knowing RV transport, how it works. Manufacturers make deals and contracts with RV transport companies. each transport company needs to have their own authority and their own commercial insurance and all that stuff, cargo insurance. In which case they hire us, independent contractors. Hold back for okay. I'll get to your second question there in just 1 second. So they hire us, independent contractors, to be able to take those loads. They're, of course, taking some profit, plenty, and then we haul them to the actual dealerships, brand new campers to the dealerships. Having said that, the bigger the transport company that they are, and the more drivers they have, and the more fuel that they're buying, the larger the discounts we get using the COM data or maybe EFS through the company's authority and the way they have worked out the deals or whatever with, let's say, a TA, a Petro, a Pilot, a Flying J, Loves, all of those major fuel truck stops. That's how we get our largest fuel savings out in RV transport. Anywhere from 20, 30 cents all the way up to $1. There's a place I'm going to be stopping at for fuel that's literally $1 cheaper than what the sign outside says because of the fuel discounts through our COM data card at Synergy, at least. And that's because of the amount of drivers we have over at Synergy buying enough fuel that those fuel stations give bigger discounts the more fuel you buy through that company. So an individual person is probably not going to come close to getting any type of real discount with buying fuel at those places, those same places. You're probably going to be closer to, unless you have your own authority and you hire a whole bunch of people or something onto your authority, you're going to be paying pretty close to what the pump says. The only other option that I've seen that works, and this is my shameless plug or whatever, several videos ago, I made a video talking about the Mud Flap app. This is an app where anybody, whether you have an authority or not, does not matter. You can download the app, link it to your bank account, get cheaper fuel, being it linked instead of having the processing credit card fees. But you can get discounts at much smaller named, not name brand locations. Again, I've got a video about it, and I've got the link to the app in the description. But basically, you can download the app. Essentially, what you do is you find the place that you're going to be getting fuel at. If it's available, it's a smaller network. It's not the big pilots or bigger fuel stations, but smaller ones. You would go there, you'd press I'm going to get fuel here. You tell them the code inside. They tell you to start pumping. You go out, you pump, you walk back in, get your receipt. Your credit card or your bank account, whatever, gets billed, and you there's a decent maybe a 10, 15, 30 cent fuel savings for that, then the difference between that and what's outside on the pump. So you can get points with that. You can redeem that for other stuff. It's a backup plan for me, and I've been able to save some money doing that rather than my COM data fuel card. The savings have been better on the Mud Flap rather than the COM data. In some places, it's not common, but it does happen. And so I've utilized that as well. And essentially, I link my COM data card to the Mud Flap app. So the money's still coming out of the same card, but it simply went through the app, and I'm saving some money off of it. So you can be an owner operator. You can be anybody on that app. Oh man, I'm talking a lot here. Where are we at? I'm way behind. I started using Mud Flap. Oh, there you go, Chris. Mud Flap and the EFS card control to find out my best discounts. Transport Bandits, but we can say in our circumstances, our cost is about 84 cents in fuel, loaded there and back empty. Pastor Anthony, Kenny Apple reloads are few and far between. Yes, absolutely. Horizon has a reload board. Sometimes you can find something. Yeah, Synergy has a much smaller reload capability. Besides out west, it's pretty slim. Backhauls are pretty non-existent. Yeah. I would say in the summertime, there's slightly more than 0 or 5 or 10 that are not out west that are actually in places most of us are probably at over at Synergy. Adventures with Alan. My new transmission should be in and back on the road, hopefully Tuesday. Nice. New transmission clutch and the air leak total repair bill is $6,300. Ouch. Ouch. Transport Bandits, that's when you drop and have the fun side of RV transport. There you go. Appreciate that, Pastor Anthony. Everybody hit the like button. Appreciate that. Transport Bandits, you're free to do whatever after you drop. Absolutely. Go Yellowstone, Grand Canyon, whatever after you drop on your way back to get another one. Holland Paws, $1.17 discount in Grand Island this morning. Booyah! Let's go. Love it. Love to see it. Awesome. Prius Repellent. Hey, y'all. Just checking in the chat right now. Hey, appreciate that, man. Glad to have you here. Hey, Repellent. Adventures with Alan. You can get a fuel card through a company in Texas that gets pretty close to the same discounts as RV transport fuel discounts. And it's EFS card, too. Nice. That's good information. Alan, if you have any more details on that, let us know. That's cool to have in our back pocket. Bandits, Holland Paws, we got $1.06 off in Michigan today. Beautiful. Let's go. It almost needs to be like $2 off at this point, but Pastor Anthony, Bandits, I'm close to Atlanta, Georgia, heading back to Goshen tomorrow. Are you all heading home? Dennis, I just lost my ComData card. Fortunately, no one got to my money. I immediately transferred all but $1.50 off of the card. Hopefully, they will issue me another card right away. Man. Dennis, I know you've already had quite the ordeal with that card or cards that you've had. So that is a real shame, man. You have gone through it with those stupid fuel cards, man. Bandits, how did you get a discount? Priest Repellent, hey Bandits, I just got fuel in Aloha, Arizona pump price $5.35. I paid $3.42 with my fuel discount. Nice. Pastor Anthony, I got $1.05 discount in Pioneer, Tennessee. Thank you all for the info. Thinking about trying this out. Gotcha, man. Candy Apple, just be very careful. Ask as many questions as you can. Anybody you come in contact with, everybody has something to share and something to help with. So do not be shy. This community that we've got here on YouTube, as well as actual people in Goshen, Elkhart area, other transport drivers, if you come with questions, 99.99% of the time, they're going to be coming to you with answers that are actually helpful. They're not going to try to throw you under the bus. There's a lot of helpful people out there. And there's much to be learned. I'm still learning stuff every time. Other people's videos on here, like there's so much information, and the more, the better for everybody. Anthony, we are in Ontario now. Should be back in Goshen to pick up drive away and tow away to go home on Tuesday. Can you our company ComData card? Yep. Pastor Anthony, I'll look for you. I'm picking up going to Ashland, Virginia. Chris James, we have over 40 runs out of the West. Anthony, we'll keep in touch. Chris James, that was Friday for 3 different yards. Okay, great. It's the TDS logistics card. Huh. So, Chris James, you were talking about Allen's card. You were saying that Texas one. Hold on, pause. I have that other EFS card, and there is nowhere near the same amount of stations or the same discount. I compare them all to the time I've only used it once in the last 2 months. Gotcha, hold on, pause. Adventures Without, looking up changing lanes YouTube channel and search in their videos about the fuel card. They have a link to the company in Texas. Gotcha. Very good. What's the best company to work for? Man. My advice to you is call all of them. Ask as many questions as possible. Go with your gut. They're all pretty much the same. The pay might be slightly higher, slightly lower, slightly different tweaked policies. But for the most part, a lot of them are really close. They're within just slight margins of actually, going forward. Communication is key. In my opinion, all of the transport companies do a very poor job communicating with the drivers. That may be unintentional. It may be intentional. Finding a good fit with where you feel comfortable with is going to be more important than finding the absolute highest company. Because guess what? The fuel prices will go up. They will go down. We will get pay decreases. We will get pay increases. You may be the highest paid driver out on the road for RV transport 1 week, and in 3 months, you might not be. So more than trying to nickel and dime yourself to death and worry about all of that. Bella just stormed in again. More importantly than that is just making sure you feel comfortable with them and talking with all the people in the office. Having that good relationship is huge. And she came in again. Let's see. Alan, I've heard that from some people. Holland Paws, gotcha. Holland Paws candy, mine. Pause the 7-Eleven on the westbound side of Interstate 80 on 389. That was yesterday. Chris James Candy, all companies are the best, and we all wouldn't be working for them. They each have their highs and lows. Chris nailed it. Yep. Holland Pause, and that was no discount. Oh, my word. That was the pump price, but the sign on the road said $509. Wow. Dennis to Candy, when you lease on with a company, they issue you a debit card. They pay you by putting money on that card. You can also use it to buy fuel at a deep discount. Adventures with Alan. Chris, yes, TDS is one of those cards. One of the cards. I know a couple of guys that run the TDS card, and average was 40 cents a gallon discount. Nice. Pastor Anthony Bella wants to know where her brother is. Yeah. There she is. Yeah, she's honestly, we have noticed a difference in her behavior since he has not been home in several days now. She's getting kind of mopey. So we have brought her over there to see him supervised, much more supervised, but she definitely misses him. Transport Bandits Candy, check out everybody's YouTube channels. Yeah, do it. Lots of great information. Everybody's got the information to be put out there. So binge watch as many channels as possible, and support these other creators, and it's only going to help everybody. So well, it is after 10 o'clock, guys. It's been an hour and 40 minutes. Pretty insane. I'm toast. My mouth's dry. I need like a gallon of water. I'm going to catch you guys later. It's been a long week, but we've got another week ahead of us. It is getting slightly warmer outside, so that's exciting. That's nice. We now have an hour more of daylight, so that's cool. We sprung forward, so pretty ready for spring, for summer, and to forget about winter here. So it's been a long winter for me. I'm grateful to still be out on the road. My other business is going. It's starting to pick up as well for my dumpster business. Man, it's just been a long quarter for me. Just going through a lot of trials, a lot of situations, and just trying to trust the Lord in those things in life. And I'm more than anything, and all of these different things, whether it's the fuel price going up and times being scary with that, the dog, the gas, all these issues that we've had recently. I just want to be more and more grateful for the things that I do have, the things that we take for granted. I take for granted in life, and just in general. I want to be more grateful for all the blessings and the gifts and the mercies, things I deserved, and yet it didn't happen. It wasn't as bad as it really could have been. It maybe should have been, and just very grateful for my life and who God is, how good He is, and just how much He loves us, each and every one of us. So just wanted to put that out there. Appreciate you guys. You guys are a blessing to me again. I've already mentioned it. Thank you for praying for my dog, for our family, for me. It's just it's been an exciting time. Hopefully you guys are safe out on the road. Hopefully the weather is a little bit more tame this next the last half of the month going forward here, and we can get into slightly better weather. But I'm going to get off here. Have a great night, guys. Stay safe. Care about you guys. Love you. We'll see you out on the road, and catch you later. God bless, guys. See you.